Hi guys. So right now I'm sitting outside with like these giant polar bear pants that I stole from my fiance and a hoodie with my hood up. And I'm kind of laughing to myself because I'm thinking, okay, your neighbors probably have no idea what the hell you're doing. But, as like a Scorpio rising, this is kind of a trend in my life. People are always like, what the hell is that girl doing over there? So today I wanted to cover Neptune in the sixth house. Before I get my little Neptunian six-houser back, my child, and just give a brief overview of what Neptune does in the sixth house of your natal chart. As I've explained throughout my other videos, Neptune is the planet of fog and disillusionment. It is a very spiritual placement. It deals a lot with like spirituality in general or connections to like the spiritual realm of life. With this sitting in your sixth house of your birth chart or your natal chart, I'm sorry, I should say the sixth house is, it rules your everyday life. It rules like everything you do on a daily basis. I mean, simple things, but also selfless acts of service as well as pets. And what else is in the sixth house? I think that's pretty much a general description. People with Neptune in the sixth house pretty much live in like a fog on their daily day activities or like their daily lives are foggy. A lot of people with this placement could probably definitely be categorized as ADD. There's just a lot of forgetfulness, a lot of spiritualism and mysticism in your everyday lives. You would just kind of float through life a little bit like a happy-go-lucky little goldfish. I know with my son, the sixth house also rules health as well. And I know with my son, there have been a lot of strange health issues that didn't really make sense. He has Neptune conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is an internal wound. So for him, it hits him a little bit harder. But still, I know a lot of sixth house Neptuners deal with like a lot of health issues in regards to like the energy in their environment and like what's going on around them. So these are the people that like could easily get like worked up and get like a stomach ache out of nowhere and not really know necessarily why, because it wouldn't have to be on regards to them. It could be something on like regards to like their emotional nature and stuff like that, and they're just like feeling out of step with like their environment. But also it could be somebody else affecting them as well, because Neptune is so easygoing and like free flowing. It can just affect you in big ways. It can be you, it can be other people. With Neptune and Pisces, a lot of kids with this placement would have to deal with a lot within their area of health. I mean, it's just my son, like, he can just randomly get rashes out of nowhere. He gets nosebleeds all the time, which they would probably correlate that to Mercury, I do believe. But still, it's a very, very, very sensitive placement for people, but little ones especially. With Neptune in your sixth, you could be a big martyr in regards to your quote-unquote selfless acts of service. So things that you do for people selflessly. You could go above and beyond and give way too much to people. The sixth house also sort of rules work. It's more so what you have to bring to work. So you might be a little bit hazy in regards to what you can bring to people and what your strengths and weaknesses are. People with this placement would just kind of be like drifters, like big dreamers kind of in their everyday lives. It might take them a long time to figure out what exactly it is that they're good at and what they have to bring to like a work-related environment. Or if they're younger, like my child, like school-related stuff. So the best thing to do would be to really figure out like who you are and what you have to bring and like what you have to bring to the table. What kind of strengths you have, how you operate on a daily basis. And you can see this in whatever sign is in your sixth house. So I can go off of like my little guy again. He has Aquarius. So he's like a little lightning bolt full of energy and like new ideas and revolutionary thoughts and stuff like that. With Neptune, it makes it just a little bit trickier for him. I think I probably understand his stance on this because I have Neptune in my third, but an Aquarius Mercury. So I know what it's like to be like bouncy all over the place, but also like very fogged. And with Neptune in your sixth, your day-to-day activities are going to be very, very foggy. You might actually have like psychic connections actually with your pets, believe it or not. There have been times where my son has said stuff to me and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Because the sixth house rules small pets. So mainly like dogs, cats, I don't know if you have like a hamster or even like a turtle, like he's came up to me before and said like my dog needed things, and I'm like, what are you even talking about right now? And I mean beyond things like food and water, like it's crazy. And after like I followed his advice on things, he's actually right about it. So you might be very, very intuitive with your pets. You might do great in a field that worked with working with animals, actually. What else? Your day-to-day activities would probably be very hard for you. Like simple things like cleaning and just like day-to-day activities, like going to the grocery store, remembering to do all those things. It could be very, very tough for you to remember and to kind of put everything in order would be a good way to put it. Just because these people are so drawn to everything that's going on around them. They just kind of drift through their day. Like they get very distracted easily, and things are exciting and beautiful, and then they go into this point of mysticism as well, where they're just kind of like talking about like fairy tale princesses, and you're like, whoa, come on, come back to reality now. We need to go and clean the house. It's a tough placement, but it is a lot of fun too. At least for me and my kid, because him and I together are kind of like the Three Stooges, except it's only two. So yeah, Neptune in the 6th is an interesting placement. It's great for people who are creative, though. I can say that. Like people who can find creative ways to go about all of those like routines and stuff. Somebody with Neptune in the 6th would probably definitely benefit from like list making and like writing down everything that you need to do and attempting to structure your life. It'll probably be very, very hard. Regardless of how hard I try to get my child on a schedule, it's like trying to beat an idea into the head of somebody whose brain is made out of concrete. I try my hardest with him, but I don't even, simply because he does need to learn to structure things, but at the same time, I think it is a gift. I think it's a gift to kind of be so happy-go-lucky and free-flowing through life. So yeah, work with your Neptune energy. Try to get yourself structured, obviously, so that you can function and it's not too frustrating for you. But don't beat yourself up too much for seeing things differently either. That's Neptune for you. It will do that to you. You will constantly be in a haze within your day-to-day activities, and it might be a little bit of a pain in the butt. You might want to look into like getting tested for ADD or something like that as well, because yes, you are a foggy-headed monster. So that's Neptune in the 6th house for you. I have done the 1st through the 6th now. I have 6 more to go. Hopefully that helped.